Shalom Yasharala, this is Yeshaya, back at you with another Car Chronicle. And this one I wanted to talk about freedom. Because freedom is one of the things that this country says, hey, this is what makes us different. This is what makes us better than everybody else and all that. This is what sets America, United States of America, apart from, what the fuck? Anyway. What sets the United States apart from other countries, right? So, freedom, it's funny that they call this a free country and everything's free, right? Just recently, you have freedom of speech, right? But when Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid called out the refs for making consistently bad calls, they were fined for it. So how's there freedom of speech, but you have to pay when you use your freedom of speech? How is that freedom? Another thing I want to talk about is if you're a homeowner, if you own a home, you're anything but free. How is it freedom when, for example, right, I gotta submit a permit to the township when I want to put up, using my example, a fence on my own property? How is that freedom, right? Am I really free to do whatever I want? I understand that if I live on a corner property, if I live on the corner, me putting up a fence may affect visibility around, like if you're driving this way and I got a high fence here, you can't see a car coming. I get that part. But some of these townships and cities get crazy with what rules they have for things that you can do on your own property. So how's that freedom? There are neighborhoods in America where if I buy a house, let's say I buy a green house, all the houses around me are a certain color, blah, blah, blah. If I want to make my house red or black, I actually have to go to a homeowners association or something to get approval for what color I want my own house. Because they'll say, oh, your house will bring the property value down for the rest of us. Why should your property value be brought down based on the color of my house? And why should I have to ask for permission to change the color of my house? Just the other day, actually, we had a neighbor of a customer of ours that was very upset that our customer was putting up a fence on their own property because they didn't like the color, they didn't like the height, they wanted access to my customer's yard. They literally have a gate that they were for years able to go on private property, and because you have a new neighbor that moved in and now wants to enclose their property because they have dogs, this person that lives behind them gets mad. That's crazy. That's crazy. So how's this free? You're free to do what? Because you're free to need permission for every fucking thing. Just owning a house. If you own a fucking house, you need permission. If I own a car, even though I understand why I need insurance, but what if I don't have insurance? What if I just have the money to shell out whenever I if, God forbid, most high forbid, I ever were to hit somebody? What if I just have the money? Right? You're free within certain systems is what it is. You're not actually free. Your freedom is a supposed freedom. It's a fucking illusion of freedom. Because I can go to the store right now and buy 50 different types of fruits, some of which are not even in season. So you're buying GMOs. That's what makes it a free country. I literally spoke to a so-called Hispanic when I was in college. And this was when I was first coming into the truth. And he was talking about how great America is because you could just go to a fucking corner store and buy an apple whenever the fuck you feel like it. Where he comes from a country, Latin America, where you couldn't. You know? So the freedoms here make people outside of this country think this is freedom. This is what freedom's supposed to be like. But this is not freedom. You know, why can't I just go buy a gun? I need people to approve me buying a gun. And because I have a history of, you know, certain things in my quote unquote record, I probably won't be able to be approved to buy a gun. You know, so where's the right to bear arms? Where's the right to freedom of speech? Because if I say what I want to say, right? If I say what I want to say, they're gonna fuck with me. You know, when Israelites are speaking out on the street, do the cops not give us a hard time? But we have freedom of speech, freedom to congregate, right? We have it, but are we really afforded it? Do we really have it the way it was intended? So we don't have rights. This freedom that you have is a fucking illusion. You have freedom until somebody takes it away from you. How many times have I been locked up for something that I didn't do? But just because somebody said I did it. I remember one time I was at camp and one brother hooked the shit out this bitch because she spit in Bun Lawyer's face and tried to throw things at him and hooked off on a brother. And because he hooked the shit out of her twice, and I'm gonna be honest with you, if you watch the fucking video, you would have fucking hooked off on her. That bitch was out of order. You know? But I spent a weekend, almost lost my job because of something that I did not do. I never put a hand on that bitch. And she pointed out 5 brothers that didn't touch her. You know, but anyway, with that, you know, I just wanted to say that, man, because we not in no free country. This ain't a free country. You're free until your freedom gets taken. It's not even just race. I've seen white people exercise their fucking rights, and because it goes against this country's agenda, they get their rights violated too. That's why you've had standoffs and things like that with the fucking with the police and the military. But with that, I'm gonna say shalom.